Hello, everybody. Welcome. Roses like investigator. As a protection, by the way, before I start talking, I like to ask for protection. Beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head. As I breathe in, I feel my lungs. As I breathe out, I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. Step into it. I feel protected. I step into it. I feel connected. I like to ask that information's come only from the highest sources. That it create the good and only the good. The good for the good people. The good for the good people. So, guys, as you know, I've been absent for a really long time since November. It's probably even, I think, more than the Netherlands. Remember when I traveled? So I look, I gotta put a little something. And it's very sweet. You guys have been reaching out to me. I have said, oh, I'm gonna do a video this day or that day, end up not doing the video. So to be honest with you guys, I'm not authorized to speak. I'm working on something. How do I say this? Guys, sometimes life is, the times that we're living in are incredible, right? And sometimes it happens that you're helping change the world, really, in a good way. And that's what it feels like right now. Something may come out. Um, I don't know when or how, but I can't tell you details. But coming to the channel, so one of the reasons why I was not doing videos, other than my mind was so occupied and preoccupied with this other thing, was that I didn't want to lower my vibration with trashes shenanigans, because what I stepped into, it's almost like the next step in our development as country, as world. So it's exciting to see that indeed things can happen, and that and now that I guess I'm on this other side of things, I start to understand why it takes so long for things to come out, I guess, or to come together. So that's that. Okay. And like I said, I everything is good. It's actually very good. It's just that I can't talk about it because my mouth is. I get excited and I start, oh my God. No, I can't talk about it. It's fine. It's not, I don't know exactly what, the final outcome of this, but guys, it's life. Life, you never know. And sometimes you fight for justice, you fight for things, and one day it happens. One day you got the outcome. Even it's fascinating, how a lot of us are like, oh my God, he did this, he did that. And my suggestion is to everybody, is to, in your private life, whenever you see injustice, do something. Because one day there is accountability. So that's great. Honestly, that's all I can talk about. Again, it's sort of personal. It's not necessarily, it may touch some of the stuff we're talking about sometimes, but at the end of the day, it's I guess you can say this is on a more personal level. Okay. And that's it. It's like, it's really interesting, like I said, to feel like, I feel like I'm in the future. I really do. Because it's this feeling, that not just feeling because things are happening, but that all this, sometimes you feel like, oh, this, like, the efforts, oh, nothing, no, things are happening, you just don't know about it yet. And again, it's so important to kind of take charge of the situation in your life, and whatever you see in the world, blow the whistle, do something, because um one day it comes together. Okay. And it's all about, it's the value system that enabled trash is one where we don't think of ourselves as powerful, but we are, all of us, each one of us in our own different special ways. So that's the story. Okay. And like I said, it was just because I was, sometimes it's like, looking at the news and all the horrible things that he's doing. there's another place, and there's like, and again, and now I understand the time. It's so fascinating. It's a bit like planting a seed, right? It may take a while before it sprouts, but it's planted and it grows. And that's kind of like what I want you guys to think about. Okay. So that's the story of where I've been. And I don't know how, again, I don't know how what this will lead to exactly, but if it ever comes to the point where it becomes super public, that to the point where I don't know, stuff comes out and stuff like that. So you will know. But the point is there's movement. Okay. And and that's that. And we matter. Voices matter. Your heart matters. Okay. So that's the story. And like I said, because of all of this, I have been sort of, it's not exactly unable. I was looking at the news, but again, whenever I would look at it and like to see like the all of this distraction that the bad people are doing, it's really because they are the one hand they are truly desperate, and another is to completely make us think that we're powerless, which we're not. One, two, to distract the conversation. Okay. And nowadays, these days lately, we can see that Trash is really desperate, and he's acting in a very, very desperate way to change the conversation about the whole Epstein situation. Now, um, I recorded a video so with Corina. Corina is releasing her website tomorrow. It's very exciting, right? So she'll be back on the show. Sorry, that is actually already recorded. So come back tomorrow to watch. And so now I discussed with Karina what I saw earlier today about Trump. Did you see that Trump is now, I'm going to do tariffs on Putin? And the summary of this is that he is doing this as a means to distract from the conversation surrounding Epstein, because that is he wants to pretend to be a different person. Okay, but that is not to say that this is rattling Putin. And like I said, I think I've seen this before. Putin will end up releasing something very bad about him, related, I think, related to sexual assaults and owing them money, contracts and such. Because since Putin, and as all authoritarians are so interested in what you call it, perception, not reality, like the perception, the fact that Trump dares to attack his boss. I'm your boss. I ruling here. Okay, you understanding? I paid for you all these times, all these years, and you're thinking of me. How? I thank you by throwing you by building. I take you grab a building. I have pictures. I have many pictures. Americans thinking this man is good. No, he's not a good president. He likes girls, younger girls. That's true. That's true. No, it's true. It's sad. It's not funny at all. But all of this, guys, is being revealed. Everything. And yeah, no, I so yeah, no, it's funny. As I tell you this, I'm remembering my own thing, and it's very, if it all comes out right, it's very satisfying, and it may mean that there's consequences after all. Okay, so there's the thing. It's a bit like, when it's showing me that this example of my in my own life, right? That you think, oh my God, nothing happened, but instead it's like yelling at a plant that is still growing. The seed is still growing. It's in other words, it's a waste of energy. The thing that you have to pray for and think about is like accountability happening, justice happening, because they can only distract so much. Everything is collapsing, everything is falling apart. And what is the reason for it when you think about it, right? It's that the light is stronger than the darkness. And the more time passes, the harder it is for them to keep up with the facade. And this is going to collapse very soon. Soon. Oh no, timing is complicated, right? As everybody knows. But right? It's like it's really you know, interesting information. Interesting information. Information. No, guys, really, it's I feel like one day there's gonna be a Netflix or something about the story. One day I'll tell. It's that this became my. I even changed the name of the channel. Remember, we just Rosa Psych Investigator, and I have become. I've shown it. I've shown it. I investigated. I investigating. I put people in jails. Not quite like that, but civil. No, there's nothing like that quite yet, but it looks like it. I 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 like it. No, I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's why, guys. No, see, I already talk a lot, but but I have to give you. It's not exactly hope. Is it hope? I think it is in a way because it's still pretty. There's an element of danger, but still, it it people are listening, and it's exciting, really, because again, truth is the only thing. And I wrote sometimes, those things when I was saying. I said I am a per I as a Catholic, because it is, guys, times like this, spirituality matters. Some of us, I have a religious element to my existence. And I say, um, as a Catholic, God grants me the power to speak the truth. God and only God, right? And I said to somebody, I said, I fear only God, not the false prophets. And this is the time we're living. We're living at a time when the false prophets are on television, on the internet, on social media, and they talk and talk and talk. And their mouths are filled with forked tongues and division. And that's what you have to watch it like a soap opera. Look at the false prophets and their forked tongues, preaching for hatred, preaching for division, hatred, death, and all that, right? But you have to remember every day you have to live with God. And I said to somebody, I walk with God every day. I'm not afraid. I'm really not, in the sense that God is in charge, really. In times that are difficult, you need this spiritual support. And I have it. I feel it, really. And I'm grateful to be here to have you guys, to support me. And and really, this work that I have done, as accidental as it was when it first started, it has allowed me to kind of come into my own, right? With all my different research, and also the heart, right? Because when you care about something, when you care about justice, you fight for it. And that's us. That's us. You have to remember. You have to, every day when you think, oh, but why are they doing this? Just remember you are powerful because God makes you powerful. And that's something to think about every single day. That if God is with me, who can be against me? That's what I think about, really. And I know it's for some of you, maybe like, oh, Rosa, now she's all Christian or religious, or it's not that. You understand? It's not like everybody has a different faith, everybody. But seriously, there's a whole lot of devils out there. Let's be real. It's like life nowadays is quite biblical. If you notice, it's kind of, just so honestly, I know that I walk with God, and I'm not worried. I'm not worried because He's in charge, and that's what we have to remember. This world is like, it's really the fight between good and evil all the times, and the way to win is to not take them seriously. Is to call them out for who they are, false prophets, because there's only one God, the God that is good. The other ones are pretending, right? Too much hero worship these days. We have to go inwards, right? And let God lead, take charge. And then the guys, more and more, and even the things that I'm doing, the most important thing is fear. The thing you have to avoid the most is fear, because fear makes you, paralyzes you. You can't be like that because God is with you at all times. And even if you were that, whenever God calls us to go to the other side, it's His call. That's why I am never worried, because I know that He takes care of me. So that's the story for today. And miracles, right? If you walked with a greater power, miracles happen every day. I'm telling you, because you understand. the order of things. So that's it. That's my, I know, guys, I have to tell you, I've never felt as guided as I had felt in the last few days. I started to understand the reason for everything in life, because sometimes God puts us in a position where we have these abilities and knowledge of so many different types of subjects, and we can finally make it come together for the greater good. So that is the story for today. It's just a lot of parables, a lot of parables, a lot of things. So okay, so what else? What else? Guys, I don't want to look at like I said, I talked a little bit about Trump and his whole the thing about Putin. Putin's gonna get mad. And let's see anything else. That's right. I see JD Vance is really nervous because I can go out. Do not look at He's gonna do something. Oh. Because yeah, if all goes well, I was imagining myself already like making videos of a person uncovered, and then as background, and be like, no, 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 it's not for him. It's not for him. Oh no, no, really, one day is very soon. We're gonna laugh a lot. Just again, see this as a ridiculous play, but know that it's coming to an end. Okay, so this is, guys, honestly, for you, for now, this is what I wanted to just give you a quick message, and I'll be back tomorrow, and then I'm gonna continue. Okay, it's just that I had to do a catch up of all of this, right? All these different things, and the truth, the bottom line is this, and I've noticed also a lot of these far right people from different groups, different uh, industries, are all freaking out. They're all getting crazier and crazier. Have you noticed? And it's because they're going to be, they just feel, I feel like they know, they feel it. They're being exposed. And that's what's happening. It's like they can't handle it because their entire existence is based on lies. And if anything, if you think about it, what to me, what defines the good, what defines the good spirits, the light. And what is the light? The light is truth. So the only thing you have to spend energy on is truth, because these people have built their lives on lies, and lies are dissolving as we speak. Look at Trash. He was able to create this false narrative about himself, and even Putin, I think, will share everything. So about him, okay. So that's what I wanted to share. All right, okay. So all right, guys. So I'm gonna go because, like I said, I wanted to just do a quick video about the basics of what's going on. Okay. And I'll be back tomorrow, and again. Okay, I just wanted to do a re-intro, and then I'll be doing videos the usual way. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.